When I found out that I was going to be playing Adam, you know, I was like, okay, this is gonna be fine. When I found out I was gonna be playing Patchwork, I was sure of it. This victory is mine. I was born in the quilts. He merely adopted them. I've been playing board games my whole life. Adam, he doesn't stand a chance. There's no way. Lord of the Board would mean everything to me. It would mean that all of my knowledge from my years of playing board gaming have really come to fruition. That would mean the world to me. You're going down, Adam. I am the sewing master. You are not even an apprentice.
For the longest time, playing board games has always been about having fun with my friends. But now, it's time to put all that shit to one side. I've known Blair for years. She is my son, and I'm going to f***ing step on her. It's time to find out who is the best at board games. I've got a real fear in my heart that this year is going to be a story of Adam being shit at games. So if I can become Lord of the Board, then I can prove all the haters wrong. I can prove all the losses on that chalkboard wrong. I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that I am good at board games. Blair, I'm going to show you that in this competition, there simply isn't much room for you.
First game of Patchwork, I was really focusing on the intrinsic value of each individual piece. And I think that was my downfall. That's not how I normally play this game. I don't know why I'm suddenly trying to adopt this strategic, mathematical mindset around a game about quilting, about sewing, about making a beautiful quilt. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a beautiful quilt. I'm gonna focus on getting those pieces to really nicely fit together, get that 7x7 grid, and that will be it. That will cinch my success.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I really thought she had me on the ropes for like most of that game. And now I've got the psychological advantage. And that's how I'm gonna break her, psychologically. Because she needs this and I don't. And that plays in my favor.
Turns out trying to just make a nice quilt doesn't really work in a game about strategy and the intrinsic value of each individual piece. So I'm not proud of the fact that I turned into a golem witch creature during that. Not proud of it, but it was my game. It was meant to be mine.
Oh, all that trash talk at the beginning sure has a different flavor now, eh? I want to put a lot of respect on my opponent, especially in that first game. I thought Blair played an absolute blinder. She's a very, very good board gamer. I think, and this is not false humility, I think a lot of that second game came down to the tiles just being placed in a certain way that they just seem to line up bang, bang, bang for me. So I want to put a lot of respect on my opponent, even though I did step on her as I promised. I can't look at the past now. I will try and salvage my relationship with Blair, obviously. I'll do my best, but I have to look to the future, to either Sully or Laurie. Will I be playing a lovely game with one of my cuddliest friends, one of my bestest boys, and my new boyfriend? Or will I be playing against a
When I was first brought into this world, my mother said to me, one day you will be a lord of the board. And I said, Mother, stop it, you. And she said, you can talk? You're only a baby. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I deserve it. Onitama is a thinking man's game, and I'm a thinking man. I've been studying Sun Tzu's Art of War. I know I'm ready. Sure, I don't win every board game, but I do win every board game, and I'm going to win this one today. When I think of Lolly Break, I think instantaneously of the word scum. I'm going to win every single game that I ever play for the rest of my life. And he's going to be crushed, because it's what he deserves. He's a scumbag, and I hate him.
It's not even a question of whether I want to be Lord of the Board. It's about deserving to be Lord of the Board. And I am statistically the strongest board game player on this channel by far. Onitama is my game. I own it. This is my copy that we are playing. Sully has not just come round to play a little game, he has walked straight into my house and he's not even a guest. I am going to walk my little monks over to his square and kill him. I think actually I don't really have a bad word to say about Sullivan.
Scum.
He's a really nice guy. He's really funny. He's very charming.
And I hate him.
He's really sweet. I actually think we're becoming, like, he could be becoming one of my best friends.
I want him dead.
I'm the backbone of this channel. I should be winning this. I'm gonna eat your still beating heart. But you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. That did not go well. I think by and large, statistically, that did not go well. I lost all my little guys, and Sullivan pissed all in my house. So I don't know. Maybe I'll wake up in game 2. Maybe I should try playing the game. That's my tactic. Play the game. More and better.
Well, the first game went as expected. I crushed him into the ground. I took every one of his stupid little sons and I killed them right in front of him. And then I pissed all over his house. Ha! Ha! I'm gonna piss all over his house again. And I'm gonna kill more of his sons. And all of my sons will grow into bigger sons.
Oh, dear sweet Sullivan. Underestimated me, didn't you? You thought that my goof in game 1 was the way I would play the game for the entirety of the game. But who was the goof in game 2, Sullivan? Because here comes Laurie to pluck the little silver spoon out of your mouth when you expect to become Lord of the Board and beat you to death with it.
All right. That was difficult to take. That was a stupid error for me. And now I gotta be wary. I underestimated Laurie. That first game, Laurie's brain wasn't in it. He was all over the place, but now he's focused. He's dangerous. He's scary. I need to take him in this final game. If I don't, I'm done for. I'm scared. You know, you never really truly get the smell of another man's piss out of your house. I'm gonna remember that smell. I'm gonna remember that smell for a long time. No amount of my own piss will get the smell of his piss out of my house. Oh, what a piece of shit.
Yes! I did it. I only tarmared. All right. Well done to Sullivan for being stupid. And Adam, you face me next, and I've just had a lot of practice at abstract strategy. Oh, this is it. When I beat you at this game, and I go on to the final to become the Lord of the Board, then really, who actually is in charge of No Rolls Barred?
Well, I've known Dom since the dawn of time. We've known each other for roughly 10 years. And it's been a long 10 years. We don't get on. Radlands, Badlands, Sadlands, Ladlands. It's a game for people who want to win. I deserve to be Lord of the Board, just the same as anybody else who's interested in this shit. Oh, Radlands, Schmadlands, you know? It's gonna be a game of 2 halves. Maybe 3 halves. Who knows? Coming for you, Dom. He's a horrible person. Dom was made, not born, and I made him. I made him who he is. And I'm gonna crush him, because he deserves it.
My experience with board gaming is mostly strategic. It's mostly the pursuit of unbridled power. I should be Lord of the Board, for it is my birthright. It would give people purpose as well. If I was Lord of the Board, it would rally people. People have something to fight for once. Radlands does appeal to me. I've never played it before, but the setting is very up my street. Nuclear apocalypse. Practically radioactive myself. I always play to the end, and I play to the death. Rosie and I, we've known each other for a while, and that was enough for me. She's a loser. I am the Lord of the Board.
Game 1, I think it's reset me. It's made me consider, I don't know, my past, my present, my future. It's made me hungry for success. And I'm not saying I'm going to lose the next game as an absolute certainty, but it's making me want to win it more. But I think that was inevitable, but it's okay, because it was a second practice. You know what they say, you always win the third practice.
Victory is mine. It's in my grasp, I can smell it, I can taste it. And soon I'll be forcing it down my throat and sucking all the nutrients out of it. Sweet victory! Inevitable victory! It's good to win.
I didn't win the third practice. I lost the second official game of Radlands, so I'm now out of the tournament, which is sad for me, but I think it's actually worse for the audience because now they've got to watch Dom more, playing another game, being absolutely insufferable.
I feel fantastic, but also exactly the same as beforehand because I knew I'd win. I always knew I'd win, and I always feel fantastic. I'm looking forward to the semi-finals. I'm trepidatious, is that a word? It is now, because I don't know the game. I don't know if I'll be very good at it. Probably not my cup of tea, but I will win, or I will die trying, or I will kill everyone else.
If I'm Lord of the Board, I'm not going to be wearing that crown or carrying a silly scepter. No one will enter Board Game Club with a crown. I feel like we've maxed out on whimsy already this year. Villainous reminds me a little bit of magic, which I like. I am arguably a villain, so there's something there. Brooke is a very intelligent opponent. Where she might have less tabletop experience, she has a very sharp brain, and that may help close the gap. I've played board games before. This is a board game competition. I feel my previous experience playing board games will be relevant in this board game competition.
So, board games? I'm relatively new to them, but I think I'm coming in like one of those cool rookie kids. Rookie Brookie, that's me. I'm stoked for playing Villainous. Disney's loads of fun. I get to play a bad girl. Love being a bad girl. I don't know who Tom's gonna play, but I'd imagine he'll be someone bad. Bad versus bad. Villainous is fun because I get to just throw random shit at Tom. I don't think he'll know how to handle it. I think he'll be very into building his world, and he won't like it when I interrupt things. Tom is a tall and quiet man. I'm a short and loud and angry woman. That's why I will defeat him.
I feel fine. Honestly, I think Brooke played a smart game. It felt like a close victory. I had a good time. My heart swells with joy.
I'm the queen of the board. Well, we'll see if I'm lord of the board. I don't know. I don't want to have too much hubris. That's what I've gotten other people before. Tom is so tall that he already was flying too close to the sun. But down here, we're nice and humble. So, yeah, I did all right. I'm playing either against Dom or against Rosie. Either way, we're gonna bring the chaos. It's probably gonna be really loud and really screamy regardless. But either way, good luck to all of us. And to all of you watching, because it's gonna be a lot.
Get on board!
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I've just reading some of the comments you've been leaving on the Lord of the Board tournament so far, and they're all just delightful. Now, we have heard some people complain about the fact that some of our video lengths have given away who has won the overall game. Oh, I've just seen the first game, but I've noticed that we're halfway through the video, so the person who won the first game must win the second game, etc. And you know what? That's fair. So I'm going to provide you with a little extra treat rather than just a boring old black screen. I'm going to read through some of your comments and respond in the generous nature that you have written them. David H says the length of the videos gives away who wins the second game. Thanks, David H. Thanks. Dibbles YS says, I think they should play 3 rounds no matter what, so you can't tell from time remaining. Might be excessive. You're right. It might be. Also, imagine losing 2 straight games, but then it's like, well, gotta play a third. I think Laurie would eat his own shit. Captain Laquire Lacon says, any thoughts on doing these as a YouTube premiere? At the moment, the lengths of the video help to indicate how many games are played, which you don't see when a video is premiering, so at least that audience would be unspoiled. I don't think there is a solution for the pre-recorded ones beyond adding dead space at the end or having to make extra content. Have a bit of extra content, Captain Lequer Lacan. Regal Cole says, I actually disagree about the time thing due to the fact that Blair versus Adams video, that only had 2 rounds. It's only 3 seconds longer than the Sully versus Laurie one, to which someone has responded, it isn't spoilt as you begin watching, but in the Blair Adam game, you realise a bit through the second game there was not enough time for a third game to be completed, so it was clear what was happening. That's fair. Kaman Chan says, might I suggest live streaming the next matches? It was clear who won by the remaining time in the video. We thought about doing YouTube premiering, but we don't do that for anything else. It might be worth considering. You know what? You're all right, Kamat-chan. Tempo 1337 says, I think you need to do some more clever editing with this series. After the first game, it was clear who was going to win the round because the video was half over, so there was clearly only time left for one more game. You know what? That's absolutely fair. Terry, I think you might need to do some more clever editing with this series. What do you think? I mean, you're flipping me off, Terry, but okay, no, that's fine. Nico Mariano says, amazing watching Blair unravel further and further. For these best of 3s, if there is a 2-game victory, I suggest adding empty video space equal to the average length of a game so the video length doesn't give away the victor. Well, here's the thing with that, and that's fair, and I promise not to be a salty little madam about all of these comments. But if we did just add a blank space, then everyone would stop watching the video at the same time. That actually damages the video in the algorithm. If like, oh, no one's finishing watching the end of this video, must be a bad video, better stop showing it to people. Michael Mitchell, Mike McIntyre says, that's a good idea, but blank space would hurt the algorithm to the robots. It'd look like everyone stopped watching with 30 minutes left in the video. It would kill the video getting out to people. Mitchell gets it. Thanks, Michael. Well, that's everything we got so far about the current format problems with the video. Genuinely, we do appreciate people reaching out and giving us advice on how to best progress the series in a positive manner, which is why we're doing this, because people commented and most people were very, very nice about it. There is just one more topic of conversation I do want to address while I'm here and stretching out this video for another 15 minutes. Most of these comments are from the Adam and Blair patchwork game. Let's see. Paul Panda says, Adam again cheating, right? By moving just 1 time forward, or didn't I get the game? No, Paul, you must not have got the game. I made no mistakes in my patchwork game. The Last Sane One says, he did, he should have moved 4. Now what's likely to have happened was, rather than looking at the number 4 next to the hourglass, he saw the 1 and just went with that number. Adam and Blair also forget to get their button payouts in the video, basically the same way that at a normal table, you make a mistake, they do too. They're not looking at all the footage as they play it. It was probably not seen until after. That's actually true. We were proofing the video. It was literally 2 days before the video went out. Terry, the amount of time that Terry poured into that first video, goodness gracious me, she worked some days at the weekend, which for a French person, very, very rare. But literally 2 days, like it was finished, it was good to go, and I watched the whole thing back and I was like, oh, I've made a mistake there. Whoopsie poopsie. Does it factor into the finish of the first game? It directly does. Fantastic. At which point, when I told Terry about this, she literally crumpled like a piece of tissue paper and just her head went into her hand. I couldn't bring myself to ask her to re-edit the whole thing, but there you go. Paul Panzer says, oh, I didn't want to say it was intentional, just because they mentioned it like that in the commentary. I was surprised they missed it. It wasn't intentional. I did a f*** up. I should have moved 4 places, and I only moved 1. Gave me 3 extra buttons, which unfortunately at some point later on in the game I did use 2 buttons to buy a piece. But no harm, no foul. At least I don't think anyone was harmed. How is Blair? I haven't seen Blair in a while, Terry. She all right? That's fair. Delilah Woolenberg says, yo, at time 1837, Adam grabbed a piece that has 1 button and 4 time and only moved 1 time space. Good point, Delilah. Andrew Reynolds says, first game needs to be voided. At 1837, Adam takes 1 button, 4 timepiece, but only moves 1 time. That could change everything. The Last Sane one says, and you can't prove that it would. Even with 4 timepieces moved, he would have gotten that second piece. Andrew Reynolds says, I didn't try to prove anything. Just said it could change. The only thing we know for sure is that Adam got 3 extra buttons when he moved forward, which could change what pieces he could afford and future planning, etc. Steve Ramsdell said, 1845, Adam grabs a 4 timepiece but only moves 1 space. Again, these all do sound like Blair problems, not necessarily my problem. Because if you see an illegal move, you call it out. If you don't call it out, game continues play, then that's just how it goes. I won fair and square. Lightning Wait For It Cash says, stupid Adam did not take 7 buttons in the second game on the 55-minute mark. There you go, you see. I didn't take some buttons in the second game, so I put myself at disadvantage. Still crushed Blair though, didn't I? Alex Payne says, Adam cheating at 1845, only moving 1 space for a 4 space piece. I think it's time for a series of Adam learning to play games. That's heartbreakingly fair, actually. Robin says, at 55:10, I think Adam forgot to take the buttons. I did forget to take my buttons. So in fact, I should have won 3 games. That's how that works. Stupid Blair. Kitty Cat says, 32:55, Blair didn't take her button income. Other mistakes were made in the game too. Now, I have heard in the comments section about Blair not taking, I believe it was 13 buttons at one point, when she actually lost by about 13 points. So you could call that a substantial mistake. And you could also say that with the 3 extra buttons I had from my earlier mistake, that Blair should have won the first game. But once again, that is a Blair Shepherd problem, and I won't be answering for those. The Best Druid says, at 33 minutes, Blair passes a button spot but didn't take her buttons. She would have gotten 13, which would have led to a tied game. However, Adam used up his time first, so he would have won the tiebreaker anyway. Rules Lawyer out. Thanks, Rules Lawyer. Although, slight objection, I did end that game with 3 more buttons than I should have. So actually, Blair probably should have won the game. She didn't know, did she? I did. And that is how it's going to stay. Dominic Carnathan says, first game should have been a tie. Blair missed a 13-button pickup. Yes, she did. Stupid Blair. Imaginary MDA says, Adam's cheating. He only spent 1 time when he should have spent 4. you people. Jay On says, Blair forgot to pick up 2 buttons for moving. Only picked up the 5 for her quilt. I don't know if it would have made a difference in the outcome, but maybe shrug. Duncan Royal says, at 1840, Adam didn't move far enough on the time track, or did he? No, I didn't. But I won, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. William Frost, Blair did not get buttons when passing a button spot on the board in both games. Meeples, wait, what I'm trying to get at here is if you've seen someone do one of these comments, then we've read it, because we do read all the comments. So if you've seen someone has put that comment, don't put that comment, because it makes me feel bad. And I got actually, like, completely seriously here, completely serious. I got a phone call from Blair after Patchwork, and she said, I'll do my best Blair impression. Adam, I should have won the first game. Oh, I should have won the first game. The comments are talking about how I didn't pick up my buttons. And I hung up on her because I'm not going to be talked to like that. In round 2, Adam forgot to collect his buttons. I did, but I still won, so I'm brave and clever too. Claire Matthews says, at 32:58, Blair forgot to collect her buttons. Think that may have made all the difference. Yeah, well, it's not going to make any difference now, is it? Blair, I mean, not Claire. Kitty Cat says, Adam moves only one. We've done that. Did Blair miss taking her button income? Yes, she did, because she's a moron. Fiddy2 says, Adam, one space instead of 4. Yeah. Looking back at it, Blair misses 13 buttons, exactly enough for her to beat Adam, tie Adam. And it's clear that it was definitely missing, as though her button count didn't change. Wow, that's a lot of spaces not moved. No wonder Blair lost so badly. I mean, you got 2 sentences there. That is a lot of spaces not moved. But also, no wonder Blair lost so badly, because she's thick. Gerrit Coulter says at 54.54 she moves 2 spaces, which is 2 buttons, and passes the button space, which is another 5 buttons. She only took 5 buttons, but she should have taken 7. Just mistakes all over the place by Blair. Ben Dariaku says justice for Blair in all caps. Wow, I mean you've put it in caps, so that is a point that I'm considering even more than if it was in lowercase. Gerrit Coulter says, seemed like the game should be replayed. They won't though. I won that game fair and square. I'm going to smash Laurie fair and square, and I'm going to win the Lord of the Board final. There's nothing you people can do about it. Leave your little comments. See if I care. I do care. That's the problem. And Terry really cares. Actually, right, this is just, I want to be serious here for a second. After the first Patchwork game went out, I did get a phone call from Terry, and I've tried to do my best Terry voice. Oh, monsieur, you made a mistake in the Patchwork video. Zut alors, I can barely finish my fondue. I am so infuriated by your clumsy rules breaking. And I said, that's absolutely fair, Terry, but I'm not going to be spoken to in that tone of voice, and I hung up on her. Kitty Cat says, I'm currently watching Blair and Sully on Twitch. She understandably doesn't want spoilers in her chat about these games. I cannot tell you how much I want to tell her, though. I tell you what, I relish telling Blair that she should have won that first game. She broke. It's like she just healed from the first game, and she broke all over again. It's fantastic entertainment. Gravedigger8 says, at 50, Adam misses his buttons payout. Why is Blair the victim in all this? I missed a button payout too, but I still managed to win the game. You see what I mean? That's the skill I'm talking about. That's the drive and the ambition it takes to win Lord of the Board that you people don't understand. I deserve to be Lord of the Board because, yeah, I can make a mistake here or there. I'm human. I err. To err is human. I can't remember who said that. But the point is, if you don't catch the mistake, there was no mistake made. If a tree falls in the forest and Blair forgets to take her buttons, is Blair an idiot? Yes. Right. Job Z says the first game broke poor Blair and made her change her strategy that actually was working. Adam's mom was probably shaking her head the whole first match. Lol. My mom doesn't watch this content. 12 Loose Leaves says, yeah, definitely seems to have been some gameplay error. Hopefully it just looks that way because of the edit. But regardless, rules errors happen in board gaming. Fact of life. Unless it's like a malicious cheating system, you got to call it in the moment. I haven't got a malicious cheating system. I've got a delicious cheating system. Jobsy says, at the end of the day, I'm sure it was all about having fun. Have you seen the fucking video? It absolutely was not. Well, it was for one of us. Robert Thompson says, yeah, a few mistakes, but nevertheless, it was an awesome first episode. They liked it, Terry. There's Terry. I do wonder how much of a difference they would have made these mistakes. Nah, probably no difference. Learn Math with Brian Sapinski says, you saw all the same things I did. Proves we're all human, but that there should be an independent third party watching to make sure these things don't get missed. That's not fair to Blair. Again, in all caps, so I'm really paying attention to this comment. And fun fact, there was an independent third party watching. His name was Laurie, and actually, if anyone's to blame, it's him. At LFakador on Twitter if you want to let him know that it's his fault. Ben Dariaku says, well, for one, Blair probably won that first game. She didn't know. I did. That's not to mention that Adam likely got an extra piece due to the extra time he got. Plus, with Blair winning the first game, she would have got more confident and assertive instead of a nervous breakdown. At the most, we get a grand third game, so definitely a big difference. I'm hoping that in the future, not this tournament, since it's likely all pre-recorded now, they keep an eye on it, like a third party just keeping checking or something. Again, Laurie Blake was his name. Arthur Simpson says, damn, that sucks. I didn't know the game, but was surprised Blair lost the first game. She seemed to have a much better economy than Adam for 2/3 of the game. Well, if she had a better economy, she would have had more buttons, wouldn't she? Did she have more buttons than Adam? No, she didn't. She didn't have more buttons than Adam because Adam won the game. Adam won by a significant amount of points. 13 points to be precise. And Blair didn't have those extra 13 buttons that she needed, did she? No, she had a shit economy because she's a shit person. I think that's all we've got time for. Oh, I thought that was going to be a nice little, I'm riled up now, Terry, because I've come to realise that after losing so much on Board Game Club, you people turned against me. All right? I made this channel for you people. I created this from nothing. I planted the seeds. I brought Blair along. I brought Sully on board. I brought everyone on board. I found Rosie in the street and I brought her onto the channel. I deserve to be Lord of the Board because it's my channel, isn't it? But you people just want to side with these little chuckle don't you? Oh, wouldn't it be funny if we made Adam lose every single game? No, it wouldn't be funny. It's psychologically damaging. And you people lap it up with your comments and your tweets. Oh, I wonder how Adam's going to get to the 22 games he needs by the end. Well, I'm not going to, am I? Because these people and you people, well, you've got your fingers in my brain. How am I supposed to concentrate? How am I supposed to concentrate on my pieces and make sure I move the right spaces down the time track if you people are like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if Adam lost all these games? Oh, Blair's definitely going to win. You make me sick, each and every one of you, and I'm going to win this tournament. I'm going to dominate this tournament. I'm going to kill Laurie. And then I'm going to smash whoever makes it through to the final. I will be Lord of the Board, and then you will respect me. You people will respect me. Get on board.
Now we all know that it should be me versus the crazed button witch Blair in this specific match. Adam Blompier, he cheated to get here. He's a villain, but fortunately he's coming up against a man who is the best at board games. He's coming up against a man who will balance the scales of justice with tiny black and white stones. That is a Shobu reference. That is all I know about Shobu, but I'm still going to win. Now you might say I'm at a disadvantage here in Shobu because Adam owns Shobu. He's made a masterpieces video about how much he just loves Shobu, and I have not actually played a game of Shobu. But there's one trick up my sleeve. I run this channel, really. I put up the lights, I do the microphones, I do everything here. This video doesn't even go out unless I say it does. That is how I'm going to win Shobu. By just playing it again and again and again and losing all the footage until I win. You watch me.
Adam and Laurie. Fire and ice. Oil and water. A legend and a dickhead. Now Laurie's probably going to give you a bunch of spiel about, oh, I'm the one who makes Board Game Club run. Oh, I can plug in a light. I know what an ISO is. Grow up. I will be Lord of the Board. Because you may run Board Game Club, but who brings the board games to Board Game Club? That would be me. I've played bloody loads of them. I own Shobu. It is quite literally my game. Shobu is what we in the industry call a proper board game. It requires proper thinking. I'm not going to make the same mistakes that Sullivan did. I'm not going to wait for you to make me bored. I will sit around until the end of time, if I have to make sure you are the one who unravels. And I will send you back down that ladder where you belong.
Oh, yeah. Didn't win that one. But actually, it was closer than I thought it would be. Considering it's my second game ever of Shobu. That's not half bad, really. We had one practice game. That was much closer than I thought it was going to be. I even thought for a second that I had it won. And in this next one, that thought is going to turn into a memory, because I will have one.
Yes, it was Laurie's second game of Shobu. Yes, it was actually a lot closer than I thought it was, but a W is a W. A brutal reminder to Laurie of his station, and the second game will be absolutely no different. You mark my words. Well, I knew he'd do it. I knew he would do it. Oh, I don't know how to play this game. Oh, Premiere Pro. Bollocks. He was studying me. He did it last time. He did it with Sullivan. He was studying me, learning, watching my shrewd strategic decisions and using them against me. He's a snake. But this is not Sullivan Mark II. This is not. I'm gonna give Laurie everything I have got. A bloody blast of brilliant strategy, straight to the face, both barrels. I am solid as a rock. Solid as a rock.
What did I tell you would happen? That's a memory that I will cherish forever. Just moving my little pieces around and having Adam all tied up on 4 different boards. Sorry, Mr. Blompier. Boo-hoo, no final for you. Because that's the thing about Shobu. We can play the speed game where we just move stuff around, but there's another game to be played. The game of patience, pushing your little guys around. Seemingly at random. Mostly at random. Until you have moved enough stones that your opponent's stones are worn away by time, by erosion. That is how I will win, and that is how I'm going to win the final round. So I would like to congratulate Adam Blompier on his win in this rigged competition. 2 abstract strategy games back to back against opponents who both own those games and have played far more of them than I have played of them. A second round match against Adam Blompier, who cheated in the first round, lest we forget, and I don't know what the comments will say in this one, but let's have a little look and see where the stones fall here, because ultimately Lord of the Board is a farce. It is a sham competition to win a sham crown and a sham little cape, and next year I'll own those things. You watch.
Wow. Overall, a humbling experience. Laurie is very, very good at learning games. I'll say it. Laurie Blake is very, very good at games. But good isn't quite good enough. The Lord of the Board Grand Final, that's a spot reserved for greatness. Dom, Brooke, good luck. You are going to need it.
I am Brooke Bourgeois, the baddest bitch in Board Game Club, stepping over little boys to get to my board title. Lord of the Board, no more. It will be Lady of the Board. And I'll step over you, Dominic Allen, to get what I want. I look forward to watch the light disappear in his fragile little psyche. Fugitive is an interesting game to put both Dominic and me in the same room. It has an element of running away and an element of deduction. I think I personally would prefer to be the marshal because I can get down with numbers and that'd be fun. When he thinks he'll succeed, he won't. That's the bourgeois way. It'll get ya. I'm the Lord of the Board for all the kids out there who've looked at their parents and said, I want to be Lord of the Board. And the Lord of the Board is about the height of a child. I want to be Lord of the Board for all the Blairs that lost their buttons and lost their minds. I want to be Lord of the Board for all the Sullivans who didn't take the piece when they should have. I want to be Lord of the Board for Brooke Bourgeois, the baddest bitch in Board Game Club.
I am the Dominic Allen, the nightmare, the thing that crawls beneath the bed so you can never sleep, the monster in every child's dream. Any game where there is some kind of evil at work, well, that's my wheelhouse. As a mastermind criminal, myself, I'd probably stand a good chance of pretending to be one in a board game. And I should be Lord of the Board because the thing that people really want, which they never admit, is they want to be ruled over by a king, by a god. And I will give them that, whether they like it or not. I'm not scared of Brooke Bourgeois. She says she's a maths person, but she can't count. She says she's an artist, but she draws cartoons. She claims to be the average height of a child, but she's actually stood very close to you. And if you take a step back, you realize she's the height of a duck. She's a duck, dressed like a human being. I am invincible. I am unstoppable. I think Fugitive might be my game.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. But hey, we got him. We got the bad boy. We got him with guessing. You thought you could hide. you thought you could hide. With guesses, because that's all I have. But not guesswork, deduction. Because that's how I'm gonna get you. Every time. With logic.
All right. I lost that one. People think I lack composure in the face of defeat. But I don't. I don't lack composure. I can still win, and I will win. I just have to remain calm and collected and surgical, like a calm, collected surgeon wielding the scalpel. Next game, you're mine, Brooke Bourgeois. I will be the marshal surgeon marshal with a scalpel, and I'm gonna cut out your hiding places and then cut out you.
3 and 7. 3 and 7. I'm gonna have nightmares about 3 and 7. I was riding high after those 4. 3 and 7. Can I say 3 and 7? 3 and.
You see that, Brooke? I can read your mind. I can read all your minds. I've got mind-reading superpowers. You doubted me, but now look at you. Now look at you. You're scared. I can see all your thoughts, everyone's thoughts, and I can make your brains explode. It worked. All right. So I lose overall. But no one can take away the victories I did have. Over Rosie and that brilliant number 3 and number 7 I did. Fantastic. I still can read people's minds. Yes, I maybe got a bit complacent in that last game. And yes, this probably means that someone other than me is going to be Lord of the Board. But that just gives me something to destroy in the future. They may have their shiny crown and their little robe and scepter, but I will undermine them every day of their pathetic, useless lives. And I'll be back. I'll be back!
Dumb. Or should we say Icarus? Flying too close to the sun. He had me. He had me there for a long, long time. He was miles and miles ahead. And I could see the lordship, the boardship, slipping away from me one number at a time, one hideout at a time. But then we got him. We got him. Good always wins. We know that. I'm the goodie in this situation. And Dom, of course, is the bad one. And he's going straight to jail and loses his shot at the title. We will not have tyranny here. We will have Brookany. But finally, I'm not done yet. This is just a stepping stone in my series. For justice! I beat a Tom. I beat a Dom. And now, Adam. I'll see you next week.
Bless. Congratulations, Brooke. You've made it this far. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end.
Well, well, well. Adam Blampier, the big boy, the big number, the bad one. It's his house, and I'm coming in to take it. You know, I think the world wants Brooke Bourgeois to win. Everybody likes an underdog, and Adam is the biggest, meanest, regular dog.
Your fairy tale journey is about to become a nightmare. This is unmatched. This is one of my favorite games. You are in my world. This is my channel, my crown, and anyone who tries to stand in the way of my victory, I will take everything they ever loved, starting with their pretty little boyfriend.
I am the people's champion. And Adam Blampier, I'm gonna take this from you. I'm gonna take this as Medusa.
I'm playing Sherlock Holmes. Brilliant. Calculating. Brooke is playing Medusa. And that makes sense. A unstable, snarling beast who has terrible luck keeping a man. And just like Perseus, I'm gonna mount your head on my wall.
I am Medusa, the Queen of Snakes, the Queen of Hearts, and the Queen of Stone. Look into my eyes, Adam Blampier. You will have to lower your sightline a little bit, but I'm gonna turn you into a rock.
Good luck. 1 point! 1 point of health is all you had. If I hadn't boosted one time, if I had guessed a different thing for 1 point, this isn't fair. Why are we only playing one game? Why can't we play best 2 out of 3? 1 point! 1 point! I'm Lord of the Board! I deserve this! I put this all together! It's mine! It's mine!
Yeah, I think Adam is, I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna be fine. I mean, that's what happens when you mess with love. That's what happens when you mess with love. That's what happens when you mess with love. Adam Blompy Lousier. That wasn't my finest, but I won the game, so I'm feeling good. But it was really close. I was shitting, as were all of my little snakes. But we came out on top, and that's all that matters, so suck it. And as for you, Sullivan, my darling, my sweet, simple boy. As Lord of the Board, now you will have to feel the punishment of the state and God and me for agreeing to Adam's little ploy. I love you. Kiss, kiss.